Okay, now it works. So you can find this page in English as well. Going to type it into chat in case you want to participate. And this is the every year. Now last year, let's check what happened. So we had a game in which you row, paddle, or sail, and you can optimize as much as you want. And I marked the Sea of Thieves for that because we still tested out Sea of Thieves with the friends in last January. Game in which Finland is mentioned. There were lots of mentions, like Robocop Rogue City was maybe the interesting one. For the Finnish Cottage Simulator, sure, FDF mod. Game with cats, also very common in these days. Robocop Rogue City had cats. Wow, didn't know that. Dragon Knight's Veilguard. A game that breaks prejudices. The Dragon Knight's Veilguard. A game that makes you laugh. Dr. Landeskog, The Tiger, and The Terribly Cursed Emerald, a werewolf haste. This was like a 20-minute game. You can find it free from Steam. It's like a just try it out. Don't watch the videos. Just try it out. Game about nature. Well, Stalker 2 is about nature, slightly mutated nature, but sure. Game that makes you never want to play it again. Stargate Timekeepers, that was Commando style small strategy game. I really didn't like it. And a game that makes you change your mind about it. Spec Ops The Line. This is game that went out of the Steam. That was a really gut-wrenching, political, interesting narrative. But yeah, you can't find it anymore. But I actually streamed it out. It's pretty brutal also, so yeah. One of those games that actually have a very deep, very insane plot. Which is highly recommended if you can stomach the fact that it has some really bad scenes. A game that takes place in a rainforest, Conan Exiles, definitely. Game related to food, Overcooked 2, why not? Game that teaches you something about yourself, Portal Revolution. I didn't know that I'm not good at doing portals. So yeah, kind of find it out, bad way. A game which you betray other players, West Hunt. A game which you compete for raw minerals from space. There could be like several games. I just picked up the Star Citizen here. Tried to pick up the one for each of the task, but you can optimize if you want. Game in which the board becomes visually stunning. I think in Sea Power, when there's lots of missiles coming at you, that's stunning. A game that makes you excited about history, Sea Power as well. Yep, 80s. A game in which you have to fish, Subnautica. That was pretty interesting, good game, which I played. A game that makes you think back, Robocop Rogue City. Yeah, that thinking back to the 80s. Definitely. A game with insects, Space Marine 2. Yeah, they are pretty big insects. A game which points are awarded in a strange way. Ace Combat Zero Balkan War had this moral dilemma that there were targets if you wanted to lower your morale, or honor rather, you shot certain targets there. So it had like this interesting moral system. Did you know that there's three kinds of aces? A game based on classic work or a character from the classic work, Stalker Clear Sky. Stalker is based on the Roadside Picnic book, the idea at least. So that's why it's based on classic work. Game you want to finish even if you are dead tired. I was really tired with the Stalker games, but had to finish the Call of Pripyat before the Stalker 2 came out. In a game in which you have to build stationers, just tested it out, and yeah, stationers we did test it out. Video is probably coming out a bit late. I haven't edited it yet. A game you want to play again and again. SWAT 4 with the friends has been like my guilty pleasure. It has been great. A game that people recommend to you, Baldur's Gate 3. That game with high recommendations. So lots of games played during 2024. So now we are going to check out the 2025 game challenge, and you can join this and optimize, have any rules you want, really. Yeah, goal is to add a join in the hobby. You can cross many challenges from the list with one game, and the first is a game with extreme weather events. Okay, that should be interesting. So tornadoes or something. A game that gets you moving. Okay. That might not be exercise game, but could be. A game with riding. Should I be Red Dead Redemption? Perhaps. A game you have on your shelf, but you haven't not played it. Probably in Steam shelf. I have shelf here, but shelves are not used anymore. A game where fire is used. This should be like pretty easy. A game where characters eat goodies. Interesting. A game where you get to choose a profession for your character. This is pretty common. A game with difficult final opponent. A game that's too easy. Well, yeah, let's find out. A game that includes minigames. Could be. A game that should also be published in another format. For example, as a movie or board game. Should also be published. Would work out as a board game or movie. A game you have been playing for a long time, so returning to old one. Game based on mythology. That works out well. Game with many sequels. Okay, nice. A game you would like to sequel to. So waiting the sequel. A game that's allowed to anyone Peki S. This means in Finland it says, but it's 3 if you use the old Peki markings. Peki 3. Allowed to for everyone. And if it's like something ESRB, yeah, plus 10 maybe. A game where your character has to face the consequences of their choices. This is also like in many games, but in various degrees. And it needs to have a character. A game where your character is doing really badly. Okay. A game that teaches you something new. Last time we were playing Star Trek 25th anniversary, and it teaches a lot of chemistry. The game where you end up or could end up in jail. Interesting. A game you would like to live in. Not every game is like that. A game you would absolutely not want to live in. Game that looks visually ugly. Could be still a good game. A game that looks visually stunning. So these are challenges I'll start to do for the next year, and probably need to check out the progress in preferably every month, but I don't know, couple times in a year.